All right, so there are just a couple points I missed in my video review, so please just wait like 1 to 2 minutes so I can cover these points, and then you can see the full video review I did. But the first thing is that the stock tires that came with the bike, they are Chinese stock tires. They've been great. I've had no issues with them. The more you ride them, the more you break in. I wouldn't buy any more Chinese tires for it. Once I need tires, I'll buy a better brand tires, and there are tire options out there, but they've done me very well. Let's see, also the other thing I had to replace on the bike was the battery. So when I first bought the bike, I talked to the service people at CSC, and I said, if you had to replace anything on the bike immediately, what would it be? And they told me they'd replace the battery. And the reason they said that is it's just a simple lead acid battery, and it's from China. So lead acid batteries aren't bad, but lead acid batteries, you have to watch the fluid level in them. So if the fluid gets too low, they'll lose charge and they could burn out. So every 4 to 6 weeks, you need to check the fluid level, and you need to fill it up with distilled water if it needs more fluid. So my battery lasted about 1 year and 9 months. So that's not bad. That's pretty good for a motorcycle battery. And I always kept it on a battery tender when I wasn't using it. But it did fail, so I did have to get a new battery for it. So that wasn't that bad. Also, this is not my first bike. This is my second bike. The very first bike I had was a 1973 Honda CB350F. I loved that bike. It was a lot of fun, but the issue is when I owned it, it was almost 50 years old, and it had parts on it that had been sitting around for 50 years. So if I ran this bike every day, it would have been fine because those parts would have stayed loose. But the more the bike sat, the longer the bike sat, the parts would become to get gummed up, then you have to take it apart and clean it. So towards the end, I got to where I was working on the bike more than riding it. So what attracted me to the CSC SG250 is that it has the same era of technology as this bike, this Honda from the 70s, but all the parts are brand new. So the parts haven't been sitting around for, 50 years like this Honda has. So that's what attracted me to it. Before the Honda, I had a 1967 MG Midget. So another older vehicle with old technology. I really liked the old technology, and I worked on this car myself a lot as well. So I like working on things myself. So this is a great bike for an experienced rider or a new rider because you get the best out of motorcycling in it. It's simple. You can work on it yourself. It's lightweight. It's not going to blow any quarter-mile records or anything like that, but it does exactly what you need it to, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely check out the CSC SG250, and here we go. Here goes the video review. Thanks for stopping by. This is a review, a 2-year long-term review of my 2019 CSC SG250. So I bought this in January 2019, and today is December the 1st, 2020. So I would say it's basically 2 years or 23 months. Over the 2 years, I put 1,471 miles on the bike, so basically 1,500 miles. I know that's not a lot of miles, but I've got a wife and 3 kids, so it's hard to get away and go on a ride. You younger guys will figure that out one day. But the bike has been very reliable over the last 2 years. I've had basically no issues with it. Let's talk about the issues. Really, the first issue I had is the bulb on the headlight went out. It's very easy to replace. There's just some screws on the sides here that you unscrew, and then this twist off and you put a new bulb in there just like on a car. The other issue I had with it is right down here, this motor mount right there. The nut on the other end of it came loose, so this motor mount was loose, so at low RPMs and low gears, the engine would shake. Now that's my fault that that happened, that's not CSC's fault. One thing CSC says to do as a part of the break-in process is after about 200 to 500 miles, you need to tighten all the bolts on the bike. So they mean everything. They mean this stuff, all of these motor mounts around here, all of this, okay? Everything. And I did not do that. I thought that's ridiculous. This thing came out of a factory. Why should I tighten those bolts? So because I didn't tighten the bolts, the largest motor mount came loose. The nut on the other end screwed off. And then the motor mount came loose. So the reason you do that is in China, that's just one of the things with these Chinese bikes, is they don't tighten the nuts as tight as they should. So please make sure you do that. The bike's also carbureted. It's been very reliable. I put Stay-Bil in the tank for every fill up. Stay-Bil is a, let's see here, that's Stay-Bil right there. It's not an endorsement for Stay-Bil, I've just always used it. Stay-Bil is a gasoline additive that helps stop the ethanol in your gas from breaking down, so it helps your gas last longer, helps it, you can put a tank of gas in here and Stay-Bil will make it last for 6 months and it'll fire right up. But basically it's been a great bike, it's a fun bike, it's a great bike for somebody that likes to work on their own stuff, but the maintenance is very, very simple. And carburetors are nothing to be afraid of. It's a great little bike all around, so I hope you appreciate the review. Leave some questions below if there's anything I missed. But it's a great, reliable bike. Just stay on the maintenance and take care of it, and the maintenance is very, very simple. Thank you for watching.